Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we record 3,000 episodes of a podcast. So you have to just catch up with every single one of them while we're making comic books and movies and music videos and all kinds of stuff. But really, what we do here is we meet every week to talk about our various issues and distractions and victories. Stephen, victories we celebrate together sometimes.
Victories.
Mostly what we do is we complain about how my life isn't as precious and wonderful as your life. We talk about we really like to just drive the point home that you have a wonderful relationship, you're married, you have this great, just the connection you have with your wife is wonderful and amazing, and everything I have is trash except for my son. So what'd you do this week?
This week I celebrated our wedding anniversary and ate delicious food not once but twice.
Ooh, I know, dude, that's amazing. How long has it been? It's been like a million years.
7 years we've been married now, yeah. And we've been together since basically 2007.
Yeah. Oh my God. First of all, congratulations. For those of you who don't know Steven's incredible wife, she's been in our show a few times now, and she's amazing. She's objectively the greatest.
She is Gen Zena.
Yeah, she is just the most wonderful person. So what'd you guys do? What'd you do on your anniversary?
So on Saturday, we had the kids spend the night at the grandparents, and we went to the Perfect Caper over in Punta Gorda, which is a fantastic restaurant.
I have to say though, when you brought that up last time and we were talking about the heist restaurant, I was just like, this is the best idea anyone's ever had. And I was like, I'm gonna hate that idea later. It won't be. I'm still on this idea. I think it would be so funny if you had to go and steal your food. That's just
steal your dinner.
The Perfect Caper. Anyway, so how was it? What was it like?
It was awesome, and it's never a bad meal there. Everything's so everything. It's like that kind of elevated food where it's just like, oh, this is like what they make on the Food Network. Like when those chefs are doing stuff. Yeah, that's what.
I love that stuff where you're like, because you can watch it and you're just like, okay, I've watched Top Chef. I've watched Top Chef a million times, like so many seasons of that, and they always do this thing where they're like, we have a way to make ice cream out of fish, or fish into ice cream, and I'm like, that can't be good. There's no chance it's good. But people like you go to these places and you keep telling me, no, it's a good experience, and I'm just like. It's fish ice cream. I don't know. I want to believe you.
For example, Tina got, what'd she get? Let me remember. She got the French pork chops, which you hear pork chop, you're like, it's a pork chop. But no, this pork chop had a some sort of sauce on it with strawberries and stuff in it. But then even this thing was it looked like ratatouille. It was but it wasn't. It was a gratin basically, but it's very thinly sliced potatoes and carrots in a cake form. And it was just I can't even describe how delightful it was.
In a cake form?
Imagine layered thinly sliced potatoes and carrots interweaving into a
shepherd's cake.
Yeah, like a shepherd's cake, but it's just with a bechamel or whatever in between it, a cheesy.
I know what that means.
Dude, it was so good. And then the dessert was a lemon something, and everything.
I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but for me, also my statements, I as a child never wanted anything lemon. Sometimes it was ooh, for fun, I'll throw a lemon head in my face, but I never wanted lemon cakes or anything like that. As an adult person, that's my jam. That's my the most.
Lemon is the best dessert. You learn as you get older. You're like, this is the only thing that makes me feel anything anymore.
I come home just a numb, dead robot, but if you put a lemon bar in my face, I come to life. I am Frankenstein, and I appreciate it. No, I don't know what that is. It's there really is something literally refreshing about lemon as an adult, and I'm just I can't put my finger on it.
It's you're the witches at Hocus Pocus, and you're just sucking the souls out of children. Every time you eat something lemon-based, you're like, oh,
little lemon. Yeah, dude, that's exactly how it feels. It really does, and it's sad, but it also kind of validates me feeling like an old person all the time, where I'm like, hey, I'm an old. I like lemon. I'm part of the club now. And just wait, they're going to be like, oh yeah, but you don't like rhubarb yet. I'm like, crap.
Oh shoot, we're not at the rhubarb levels yet.
We're not at the rhubarb level.
We're not at the Brussels sprouts and rhubarb level.
Brussels sprouts, rhubarb. But you're gonna really dig key lime. I'm like, key lime's okay. No, you don't understand the appreciation you're about to have for key lime.
Key lime is gonna be your jam for a good 3 or 4 years, and then eventually you just start eating paste.
It's true, but it's so weird how that stuff happens. But so you had a great time.
Awesome time.
You got to spend some time together a week.
Yep.
It's always
We
important.
got to hang out. We actually went up and met Jack, Tina's best friend.
Oh, cool.
Jack and
Wait, what
Junior.
did you say? Say that again. Say that again, but take the like. Let's just tone down with the best friend stuff because I'm sure I'm Tina's
It
best friend.
reminds me of it reminds me of Craig Robinson's character in The Office, like Daryl. When Michael goes, "Hey, hey, 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 idiot," he's just like, "Start over." Like Tina's best friend, start over.
Start over.
Like, yes, nope.
Start over. Say less. Yeah, you can't.
Tina's second best friend. No,
There you go. I
but
like that.
yeah, Jack's husband was having like a work like gathering at like a bar in downtown Cape, so we actually met them for like drinks afterwards. So it was a good time. And then yesterday was our actual anniversary, so I went and bought Black Angus New York strips and shrimp and scallops and made a fancy dinner when I got off of work. So
I don't remember getting an invitation, Stephen, and I am.
oh man, and the shrimps are those Argentinian reds. They're like the big shrimp with
Mhm.
the taste like lobster a little bit.
It's amazing. I love that, Steven. It sounds wonderful. I did not have that kind of week. You know what I did this week, Steven? I went to work. I was frustrated with people at work a lot. I had that. I had those moments. I had a lot of those moments at work. I get yelled at by people at work for no reason. And then you know what I did? I spent time thinking about aliens and conspiracy theories. This is so you're like, you have this, you have a life and you get to be happy. And I'm just like, well, Steven, we have these little gray aliens that people see all the time. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that what they are, Steven, is it's a suit. It's a space suit. It's a time traveling, like multidimensional crossing space suit that humans in the future will wear. But it's like, Anthony, why are they so tiny? Because they're children on a field trip to travel back in the past to see how we nearly destroyed the world. Like I think they go to specific.
Doesn't that just make you feel great about our time we're in right now? Like no one saw them until like our generations.
Yeah, well,
the 50s on.
That's like I think it's a situation where they're like, hey, we have these little pins that we put in history where like we kind of took a leap forward or a leap almost down, like almost into the depths here, and we're gonna visit those little spots there. And like I'm just like, God, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it is. I think they're magic school busing back into the past to see things. And
we're actually just inside someone. Never mind. I can't say someone's asshole. Basically,
well,
it
turns out that we're all just a bunch of crap. Is that what you're saying? We're all seeing, all knowing crap of the world. But Stephen, that does make me. I have a very quick like conspiracy that I realized this week, and it's so stupid. But I want, like, just in case this is true, I have to say it. So
you have to stake claim to it now.
Can you give me like the sweet conspiracy corner theme song that we always have every time we do this segment?
Yes, it's one of my favorite segments actually. What's that? Who's that? I don't know. There's something around the corner. They're watching, they're listening. It's conspiracy corner. I'm corner with corner because it's conspiracy. They actually came back in time. They changed my first rhyme to something different and it made me sound stupid. It's conspiracy time.
That's Steven. That was actually brilliant. I love the idea. For those of you who don't know, the first time we recorded that, it sounded nothing like that. It's incredible. Like, we've done this theme song a million times, but every time we do it, it changes, and I don't know how. And we keep like,
I'm trying to figure them.
They know. But Steven, I do. Okay, so I've been watching football, right? Like I've never been a big sports guy, right? Growing up, never a big sports guy. Like my
I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan though.
Yeah.
That's why I watch football.
Oh yeah, of course. That's why everyone watches. But like growing up, my family is from New York, so like they loved the Jets. So unfortunately, I was like burdened with this, this team.
You're burdened with this curse, really?
This curse, yeah. So I was cursed with a Jets fandom, but I never really like got into sports and stuff. But this year I was like, I'm gonna watch more football with my dad. I'm gonna I'm gonna take that time, because like I'm sure a lot of you out there are similarly plagued by thoughts of death. But like it occurs to me every once in a while, and I'm like, ooh, I haven't like made a lot of memories as an adult person with my parents, or I want to remember good things, like positivity, like cheering things together, like making those memories, So I was like, I'm gonna start watching more football with my dad, So I sat down, I was like, I'm gonna do this, and he does like this betting thing. So I was like, I can figure this out. So I tried to do it, and like, but because of that, I had to study. So it was like school. So I was like, I'm gonna learn all these characters basically, but all these people, these players, these these teams. So I was learning, and Steven, so the playoffs are happening now, which I'm sure people are aware of. One thing though, Steven, people are saying that the NFL is rigged and or like scripted and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, whatever, that's stupid. It's just your team didn't win or whatever, So, but then I was like, I was looking at it and I was watching and I was like, there are some upsets happening. And I noticed that the Kansas City Chiefs, Steven, the Kansas City Chiefs are just kind of like making their way toward the Super Bowl, right? And I was like, they've had a couple wins that they shouldn't have had. Where like I've seen bad call, I've seen it. I don't believe it. I didn't want to believe it, Steven, but here I am thinking, okay, they have a quarterback named Mahomes, okay, and he's pretty good. He's just like any other
Good
quarterback.
old young kid.
A young guy, he knows his job. And I was like, he's doing his best. He's trying to, like, I'm not going to root against anyone. I'm not that person, but I'm like, this is getting suspicious because and like, watch, people are starting to put out like, oh, look, no one's tackling this guy and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm not buying it. But then, Steven, I saw a commercial for the Super Bowl. And Steven, you want to know? Okay, you know who's playing the halftime performance at the Super Bowl? Usher. Usher. When you think of Usher, what song do you think of?
Well, I think of Yeah, Bahan.
No, that's the one.
That's one.
That's the one. So the song Yeah. The first words in the song Yeah, aside from of course Yeah, are I was in the club with my homies. I was in the club with my homes. So my homies.
So Usher, 20 years ago, predicted the 2024 Super Bowl.
Yep. That's exactly. First of all, that's exactly what happened. No, but Steven, think about this. Like, the likelihood that they have this guy Usher performing this year, whose most like popular song says "I was in the club with my homies," while there's a person in contention for the Super Bowl who happens to be named Mahomes, who has a whole organization called Mahomies.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty interesting.
The organization comes out like during the Super Bowl like halftime show.
I was just like I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the easiest, most ridiculous marketing ploy ever. I was like, come on, they can sell that better than anything else. They can't really sell the Ravens, as easily as they can sell, So it's just like, it's so odd and strange. And I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm very wrong about that. But if it does happen, I want everyone to know. That being said, Steven, I want to have a quick football corner with you because I have an idea. Okay. So let's do our sports. Let's do our Okay, first of all, let me warn everyone in the audience. We're not actually going to be talking about football here. I promise.
I want you to know that Anthony may be more well equipped now, but neither one of us is equipped with any knowledge of sports. We are not the sportsmen. We are not that.
So, but okay, I'm just going to tell you. This is what I want to know from you, Steven. I want football battles. Team name edition. Okay, so we're gonna go through like the teams that are playing next. I want you to tell me, not based on the team and what you know of the team, but based on the mascot and like the idea of the team.
I got you. I remember this game.
Yes, who would win? So we're gonna go Ravens versus.
Well, we need the theme song first.
Oh, we do, of course. What should it be called? Just football battles.
Football war.
Football war. Oh, that's
war ball.
War ball. Let's go war ball battle. Let's go.
So yes. You went to college, you play the best you've ever played, but it don't matter, because the only one who's facing off with the other is the thing your team is named after. So the Cowboys are fighting giant Vikings, and the Jets are flying through. The Detroit Lions are blue and white, so they don't blend in with anything. So the Pittsburgh Steelers stole their Cubs, and then the Miami Dolphins couldn't do anything because they were just in the water, and no one's going to engage something that is really good in something that they're not good in. They're just going to stay away from the water. And it's Warball Wars.
Every time, Steven, just like really just brings a tear to my eye. So, okay. So what we're going to do here is, Steven, I really need your opinion here. We're going to pin these teams together just based on the name and what their mascot is. Okay, I don't care about their history, who they are, who plays for the teams. Who would win in a battle, in a war? Ravens or Chiefs?
I think we know the answer.
I think. Go
Because
ahead.
if we're talking Chiefs, I mean, the Chiefs, are they based off of like the Native American chief?
No, no. Here's the thing, Steven. I thought so too, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if, I was like, oh, are we gonna?" First of all, never get political. Never want to hurt anyone's feelings, right? But I was like, it's gonna be awkward to be like, Chiefs, because it's indigenous people. We don't want to offend anyone. But Steven, I learned. I don't actually know if this is true, but this is what they claim. That supposedly they got the name Chiefs because of a coach a long time ago whose nickname was Chief.
Okay, this is great. This makes this much easier.
Thank you.
The indigenous people would have totally destroyed the Ravens, by the way.
Well, what I was thinking is,
Chief himself, Mr. Chief, some guy named Greg whose nickname is Chief. Dude, that Raven is fucking him up.
My favorite idea, like my favorite thought up right now, is that it's just one Raven versus Greg Chief. He's just beating the crap out of him. He can do nothing.
And there's he's like trying to swat him with the clipboard, and the Raven's like,
it's just like Edgar Allan Poe style, like one Raven ruining this man's life, and he can't get rid of it.
On a midnight dreary, as I pondered place so weary. Greg Chief, eyes plucked out by a Raven.
Okay, so rip Greg Chief, he's gone. So now we have Raven.
So the Ravens unfortunately disprove your theory and win because Ravens win.
That's right. So Ravens win that one. Now we have 49ers versus the Lions. Do you know what the 49ers are?
Now, I'm guessing the 49ers are the gold rushers, like that went out to California. That's 100%. My guess.
100%.
So they're armed with weaponry, pickaxes. They're strong men.
Yeah, they're strong men and women. Weaponry. Oh, yeah.
100%. And they're versing what?
Lions. Now, just like similar to Ravens, it doesn't specify how many. It could be 2. Like we don't know how many lions. I think 1 lion is enough to take on several men, though. So
here's the deal.
Go on.
Our ancestors used to take on, packs of mammoths and things of this nature. Right. My theory is if it was the San Francisco 49er, might be one-on-one, but I feel like a pack of lions versus the 49ers, the men, the group of men with pickaxes and weaponry.
Oh, I mean, they're hungry. They need that gold. They have those pickaxes. They're not going home empty-handed. They have the meat. They're hungry.
And they're traversing the wild, wild west to get out to where they went. So these are rough. This is a ragtag. Like these are rough, strong. So I'm imagining, all right, it's a pack of, it's a lion, a pride of lions,
right,
versus a group of 49ers. And while the Lions may have you'd think they'd have the advantage, I think armed humans in a group can take out a pride of lions. I think at the very least they would kill 1 or 2 and the rest would flee. I don't think they would pursue.
That makes sense too, especially I can see that. I can see that, especially like taking out the strongest of the group and hurting any of the others. They would flee, whereas the humans would double down and their 300, their stand against the lion. I get that. I can see that. Okay, Steven. So what that leaves us with are the armed ragtag 49er gold rushers with armed to the teeth with their pickaxes versus a flock of ravens.
These dudes are so high and ripped and buffed out, like from killing that pride of lions. They're just like high on life at this moment that they're just losing it. I mean, they're just shredding these ravens. I mean, they're just like,
I mean, after defeating those lions, they're hungry. They probably won't eat these birds.
Yes.
It's like chicken at this point, right? Like they're just gonna tear at these bones. They want those wings.
They want them
like,
and that's how chicken wings were invented.
That's how. I mean, they're actually raven wings. And they're delicious.
And Raven wings were developed by the San Francisco 49ers, the group of men that survived a lion attack.
The football team in 1993. No,
everyone says it came from Buffalo, New York. They're liars. Okay,
they're liars. I mean, Buffalo's out of it, so clearly it wasn't them. So what we're saying is the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. We determined that right now. We called it.
I'm sure that makes Sean and Daniel very happy.
Yeah, I hope it makes everyone very happy. I would personally love that, and I'm going to be rooting for all 49 of them. I assume that's how many there are.
There's only 48 now because the Lions did get.
They had to get one. You couldn't. I mean, what are you going to?
It was their Greg actually. Greg just keeps losing. Every Greg, unfortunately, just loses their lives to the animals of football. Can we say, like, man, New York Jets in theory should beat everything?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, I feel like we're not allowed to talk about how you can just fly jets into things,
Oh
but
yeah,
it is
but
very effective is the thing. It is very it's not
I mean,
great.
I'm just thinking about sheer size, though. I
Oh no.
mean,
You know, the best would be if it just became an anthropomorphic jet, like it's a transformer just beating the crap out of people.
it's Starscream. New York, the New
Starscream.
York Jets is actually Starscream. That's
I feel
the
like we crawled out of that one, Steven. We found our way. We were like, ooh, we're digging this hole. It's gonna get dirty and we don't like it. We're like,
there were people cheering for us that we didn't want cheering for us.
isn't that always the case? Isn't that where it's like, oh, I get that a lot.
These guys get it. No, we don't. We don't
no,
get it.
dude, it's so funny. Like a quick tangent there. Like on social media and stuff. Since I'm so generally like apolitical on social media, I try to I post funny jokes. I post like personal thoughts on things throughout the day. I never post like my political beliefs and stuff. But because of that, some people who have very different political beliefs than me will follow me and they're like, oh, look at him, he's joking about this movie or whatever, and I'm like, oh no, but not for you.
You're not supposed to enjoy this.
You shouldn't enjoy this joke I made about Tremors, like, and it's, oh dude, it's the worst. It's the worst because then I'm like, I don't want to like unfollow people or block people because of their political beliefs, but some people are just like, here, I'm gonna fly this particular flag in your face, and it's just made of like drama and hatred over and over. And I was like, oh, stop it. And that's not why I'm on social media. So I'm just like, oh, geez. Yeah, dude, that drives me crazy. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure we nailed the Super Bowl and we're gonna get that right. So I'm gonna put all of my money, which is none. I'm gonna put $5, $5 on the
San Francisco 48ers.
The 48ers. If the 48ers win, you know what sucks about this is one person on the team is gonna get badly injured.
And
someone's gonna look to our podcast and be like, they knew it. They're witches. Get them. And I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, Steven, life's been okay lately. It's I'm not doing the dating thing. I'm doing, what I'm doing, Steven? I'm doing the like crushing from afar thing where I'm like, I'm actively not pursuing anything, but I'm like, oh, that person's cute. Like I'm kind of enjoying that. I like doing that.
You have the freedom to crush.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to like, it's nice to feel that and not feel like the responsibility or like just that drive toward like, maybe I should do something about this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna try to finish our projects. I'm trying to, we're gonna get through this movie, which by the way, we didn't talk about what we did this week because I know you had the anniversary. Were you able to get anything done?
I still completely roughed the page 2 though. So
no
I still
total success. Like
yeah, I was still able to squeeze in that. So
man, you're squeezing all kinds of stuff this week, Steven. Squeezing. You got your main squeeze. You got the comic squeeze. I feel a little bit of that love.
I'm squeezing lemon juice into my favorite desserts because it's so good.
So this week, I wanted to finish doing the next, like the extension of the vampire script, and I did. I finished. I made it much longer, and I think I think while filming, it's going to be about an hour and a half, like maybe an hour 25. I want to, I'm gonna do. My plan is to do one more not draft, but one more like punch up run through it, and like try to I'm gonna extend it a little, punch it up, make sure things are as funny or as good or as interesting as they can be. I added some stuff that I was like nervous about adding, but then I ended up liking. That's
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like I was nervous about adding any kind of like mind control stuff where I was like, is that too far? I don't know. Maybe it's silly. But then I was like, it would be really fun if instead of just killing off the delivery driver, he's a vampire now, So I'm like, now we have 2 vampires and now we have, so now there are 2 vampires. I had another like fun scene.
Gives Daniel some more action.
Yeah, exactly. And like I added some jokes that I'm like, like at first I was like, I don't know if this is funny, but then like as I was like punching it up, I was like, oh, I actually really like these silly jokes. Like some of them are. I think what keeps happening to me, dude, is comedy is so weird. Like you ever notice like comedy movies, how they rarely age well, and it's like, and when they do, it's the ones that are our favorite ones. And that's just what it is. It's like, there's some movies that just like, I'll probably never watch that again. And there's some movie, even though it was like, oh, it was pretty funny, but I'll probably never watch it again. But there's some where it's like, oh yeah, I'll watch that a million times in my life. And it's
perfect,
and like, you ever notice, okay, how like like for instance, the first time you saw Anchorman, right? It felt like, to me, a new kind of comedy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it felt, I
It
was like, I've
it
never
was a
seen.
breath of fresh air in the comedy world because, in my opinion, I feel like was it the Fairley Brothers really owned the '90s, like,
Mhm.
and not there's nothing wrong with all their movies are like I love
No.
almost all their movies,
But you had
but
the Fairley Brothers, and then like Adam
and
Sandler,
then like the Naked Guns were
and
like kind of
yes, and
prevalent
it's
and
like
the
Jim Carrey
parody
movies. It was
movies.
all like those like over the top character driven, like not character driven, but like cartoonish character driven type of stuff where all the comedy came from like a character being silly
Goofy, you know.
goofy in a certain way. And then like it was funny because you'd think Anchorman has that, but it also has these one-liners that are just like just in your face.
Like Linorama, basically. And
Yeah, and
that was
it's
like the Judd Apatow era
yeah,
where
and
it was
it's
like
so quotable and it's so memorable and it's just like I felt that so strongly. And I felt the same way about for like Super Bad, and then I felt the same way about Step Brothers, where it was like but they're all different types of comedy while similarly like quotable and fun in a way, but in a different, unique way from each other somehow. You know what I mean? Like they just feel so different than any other movie. And I don't know, it's so strange. And like while I'm writing this, I start feeling like insecure where I'm like, this kind of feels a little like sillier than movies that I'm used to seeing, or like a little like, I don't know if it's like too many little jokes. But then like the more I read it and the more I write, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's, I'm getting in my head too much about it and people will enjoy it. Like I want it to just be like a fun like comedy experience, like just like a silly thing to experience. Like it doesn't have to be the funniest thing ever. It's just a fun, unique experience, and like that's I think we're gonna do it, like I think it'll be
I
fun.
think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
excited.
I get in my head about that stuff sometimes where I'm like, oh, it's not the same kind of jokes as these, but that's good, right? I think
Yeah,
that's
it
good.
shouldn't be exact, right?
Yeah. So I don't like, but I got through the draft and I actually really like it. And I really like some of the jokes and I'm excited for it. I'm gonna punch it up a little bit. And then after I punch it up, my plan is basically to go through the script, try to figure out like a budget, like how many effects we're gonna need, like what sort of props and that sort of stuff we're going to need, and how much I'm gonna need for equipment, and then we're gonna start building the freaking Kickstarter. So like that's what I'm gonna be doing like this next month, really, is trying to figure that stuff out. Which I'm nervous as heck about it, but like I think I know we can do it. I know
We
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 can.
got this.
I do want to film, like I said before, I do want to film like a fun kind of test thing, and
Mm,
like and then we can use that for like promotional material and stuff. I should probably write like unique stuff, but we could also just do like a
a
couple
scene.
scene, yeah, we had a couple
Mm.
scenes, like a scene from the movie, and it would just be fun. I don't know which scene though, because I'm trying to think. It has to be like a fun scene where you don't really see the vampires, or maybe you just kind of like we can hint at the vampires, because I do want the vampire makeup to be really good. I'm gonna talk to my uncle because he's really good with makeup and like costuming and stuff, and I want to talk to him about how much it would cost him to help me build something, that would actually
Oh,
look.
that would be sick, like a
Yeah,
unique vampire monster.
yeah, dude, because I want it to be good. I don't know who's gonna play the vampire though. That's my, so I was like, I was trying to think about like the casting, where I was like, obviously it's the two of us. Diana really wants to be Maria, and if she's willing to fly, which she said she is, she's welcome to be Maria, which would be really cool. I would love if Daniel could come down to be the pizza guy. That would be really cool. But I mean, I don't know if we can get him, to do that. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. It's too bad Tommy isn't with us anymore, man.
Dude,
Tommy would be
Tommy
the
would be the
best.
vampire like into such a good.
You would have like completely written it for him at that point.
Oh my god, dude! Like, I mean, just Tommy's body structure and everything, and like his mannerisms, and like,
Mhm.
our friend. So, for those of you who don't know, Steven's best friend before we were best friends was Tommy, and we were all in a friend group together, since high school, and like, just spent all our time together, and like played in bands together and sang together and stuff.
Mm.
And yeah, Tommy was amazing. He was hilarious, and unfortunately, he passed away a while ago now. Steven.
Yeah. 12 years ago, I think this year.
Oh my God, Steven.
12 years.
Jesus. Yeah, but you're right, dude. That he would have been perfect for that. And like honestly, you know what's funny? Now that you say that, Mike would have been perfect for the freaking pizza delivery guy.
He would have been. He so would have been.
God, oh my God, and you know he would have been like, "Is there a part in the movie for me?" Oh God,
You wouldn't have even been able to get the words, "Hey, dude, I'm writing a movie," without him saying that in
is there a
response
part in
to,
the movie for
"They're
me?"
part of the movie for me."
So for those of you who don't know, our friend Mike, unfortunately, one of our best friends also passed away. And it was like every time we ever had a project together, Mike was always like the first person to say, "Is there a part in your comic for me? Is there a part in your?" It was so good. Oh man, thanks for bringing it up, Steven. I'm just kidding.
We just dropped this episode down like 10
no,
points.
no. It's but like you're right though, dude. You know what's kind of cool though? It's as much as I freaking miss them, and like no one's ever gonna be able to replace that, you know. But like it's kind of amazing and kind of great that we have people like Diana and Sean and Daniel
Absolutely.
who like will equally say, "Hey, is there a part in your band for me? Hey, is there a part in your movie for me?" And like that's
the friend circles is different now, right?
It is.
It's a new friend circle, and
yeah. I mean, I bet if we
but we might be
like,
bad
"Hey
luck.
Levi, you want to come be the vampire?" I bet.
Oh
Levi
yeah,
like yes. You know, so like it's there's always a way, and there's always someone, and we are building this colony, and it's coming together, and it is freaking. It's not any easier to lose friends, but it is beautiful that we're still cultivating this group of supportive, kind, amazing people, and people are still there for us buying our freaking books. Steven, we got new reviews on Play It Again, by the way.
Amazing.
Like,
Play It Again is sold out, by the way.
So yeah, I need to order.
I think and everyone that's watching, and if you don't own it, I don't think we're going to do another print run. I think we're going to try to format it for Amazon print on demand, so that way the people that have purchased and supported us throughout these last few years will basically have a unique piece of Play It Again history, and then we'll move on to like more of a graphic, like filler Amazon version for it. So that way we don't have to worry about ordering it, because it was a problem we weren't expecting going into issue 2 with having to order other copies. For some reason, we thought we'd have infinite copies of everything, but like it's like, oh wait, we got to order more.
I can't believe like it's the best problem to have. But we, like using the Kickstarter funds, which is what we planned on doing, and what we told everyone, we're like, "Hey, we're gonna use this money to print a run of this comic book," which we did, never expecting to sell out of the run of like comic book, which is like a great problem to have. But also, holy crap, Steven, like what do we do once we run out of comic books? Like we have to come out of pocket and figure this out. It's a whole new can of worms that like we weren't prepared for, but also is kind of cool. It's nice that many people are showing up for us, that they're supporting our books. There's I think that's something. Actually, Steven, let's talk about what we're gonna do this week, because like that is something I can do this week. But what are you gonna work on this week?
I'm just gonna keep working on the pages. Page 2 is rough. I'm gonna see, like I've always said before, I'm gonna see what my energy is going into, whether I'm roughing or whether I'm fine penning and stuff like that. But my plan is to probably get 2 or 3 more roughs done, or maybe a full page done, if not the roughs. So that's my goal.
Dude, I can't wait to see this freaking book. For those of you who don't know, we've been working on this book, Deathless, for a while now. You can watch the whole history of us creating this book and launching the first Kickstarter and the second Kickstarter. And we're working on the third book now, where there will be a third Kickstarter once we're near finished, if not complete, completely finished with the book. If you want to check out, all those books, go to wehaveissuespodcast.com, and we should have, I don't know how many issues or how many copies of issue 1 we have left, but we have some, right?
Yes, we have some, but we only have what you ordered. So and I just sent 5 or 6 of those off. So
but if you order them, we will get them and get back to you. So go check out the website and get those books. But this week I'm going to put our comics on that comiXology thing. I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna put it on the no, what was it actually? I forget what it's called, but I'm gonna put our comics on the website where people can actually go and review them and rate them and talk about them, because I feel like that's one thing we've been missing from like the Deathless experience, that hasn't been the same as the Play It Again experience, where it's like you and I we've heard back little bits from like close friends who have read Deathless, and like people who have like sharing pictures and stuff, and that means a lot. But like it would be nice, like I want to hear more about like how people are experiencing.
Dude, You should, because you have the Amazon account, because that's where you put Play It Again
Yeah.
initially. Dude, just put Kindle copies of it up on Amazon also, right?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. We haven't done that yet. I can build that. I can actually do that this week. My only No, I don't have any real reservations about that. I was just thinking like, it's kind of short, and I feel weird with digital stuff
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon charging that much, because we do have digital copies available on our website. You can check it out and like go read it all there. But you're right, like on Amazon, you could at least review it. So like we could put it up even like yeah, I'll do that. So I'm gonna put it up this week. It'll that way people have a place to go and review it and like write what they think of the books and like leave messages for us and stuff, because honestly like that stuff does mean a lot. It does help us. Like it feels good. Like when like this week we read a new review of Play It Again. I was just like, I'm so glad people still like this book. Like people are still like finding this thing, discovering it, and realize like it's so nice that it means a lot to people. And I freaking I love that, because like it's I don't know. Like it's one thing to like sit there and go through like the year that we went through working on Play It Again, but it was like that was
Mm-hmm.
painful. And it's nice to know
Dude,
that,
that was a 42-page comic. That was wild.
yeah. And it's but like I actually I really like that kind of project. And like I would like to do that again. Like even if it's like our next book, whatever it is, I would like, even if it's like chapter one or book one of a thing, to just do like thicker volumes of a thing and just get it done in like two or three, and just like be done
Mm-hmm.
with it. I prefer one. Like though that was great. That was an awesome experience. Just be like, hey, that's a full story in 40 pages. There it is. I like that, and I think it's like a quick read, but it's a good read for people. It's a nice it's a good chunk of time, but it's one of those things where it's like it's a fast read, but it still feels like fulfilling somehow, whereas like
Mm-hmm.
like individual issue of a comic is only slightly shorter, but still you're wanting for more, which you're supposed to be, but also it's like, I want it to be a solid experience, which I guess the completed collected version of Deathless will be eventually, you know.
Yeah, the hardcover Deathless that we'll try to post or make. I don't know. That's gonna be cool.
Oh, dude, I can't freaking wait. I can't wait to have all of the issues of Deathless and like just it's gonna be so like I'm so excited for that. I'm so
Deathless is
excited.
done.
Dude, I'm so excited just to get through issue 3. Like if you're out there and you haven't read our book, it's fun. Go check it out. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for me to put it on Amazon. I'm gone, I promise. But that's what we're doing this week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much for showing up every single week and supporting us, and for tolerating our football talk. Even though Steven, I think that our like football wars segment I think that was pretty funny. It made me happy. It made my day. That's what I was hoping we would get out of that. Um,
I hope I get a little cheer of my darkness over here. Little splash of happiness whiskey.
exactly. That's actually what I've been drinking. I have this awesome caramel whiskey, and I put cream soda with it, which is actually really good.
And to all you whiskey snobs out there, shut up. You shut your mouth.
I don't care about them. I'm not
I don't
interested.
care about you.
I just,
Not interested in your reviews
nope, not at all.
on notes and
Oh,
smoke levels. It better taste like something I like lemon. What?
this lemon. I mean, that is part of like a old fashioned, right? You have to
Yeah,
put some.
little twist of lemon on
That's
top,
right.
some muddled fruit on the bottom.
All right. But thank you all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for sticking with us week after week. We really do love you and appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I know some of you have told me. You've been like, I've been watching week after week after week, and I just realized I wasn't subscribed. And I was like, why, Tricks? Why?
Tricks
But,
is awesome though.
oh yeah. No, Tricks is great. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this and like letting us just ramble on and talk about our comics and all this stuff. We are getting to the part in like the point in our comic where it's like just like pushing through it and getting things done. And like as Steven gets the pages done, we're going to have more stuff to show you coming up. And but as you can see, we did just go through Christmas. We did just go through Steven's anniversary, and Steven was sick. And we're so it's like you know what? Like the show's been a little bit more rambly than usual. But I think that's part of the charm, maybe, Steven. What
You like that
you
about
like
us?
that about us?
Is that like a lemon dessert of us, or is it more like a Hershey's Kiss. You'll eat it, but it's not great.
Yeah. Yeah. But in any case, thank you for tolerating our the lemony Hershey kisses. We appreciate you, and we hope that you'll. It's not great, Steven. It's not great. But we love you for having our Hershey kisses in and around your mouth. When life gives you lemons, like drink your We Have Issues lemonade or Ostrichade. Thank you.
Ostrichade.
But anyway, Steven, what do you want to say to people before we go?
Thank you all so much for consistent support and love. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope all of your weeks are legendary and amazing.
Yes, make sure you bet on those 48ers. They're going to win. But thank you so much. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues, episode 3000, baby!
3000 and it's not 2,999. It's not 3001. Boom!
All right. Is there anything you definitely want to talk about tonight?
Anniversary. We had our anniversary.
I have a solid roster tonight. Like, we have so much to talk about. We just can't fit that in, Steven. I'm sorry.
I'll just leave with it in our intros. Actually, I'll just talk about like after our intros and like what we were up to this week. That's what.
All right. So we'll do the intro, normal intro, and we'll get into the anniversary stuff. All right, that sounds good. All right, we're on episode 177, but I'm probably not going to say it because I think I'm right about that. Even though everyone fights me. Everyone's like, no, that's not the case. And Levi is like, you don't have to give context. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, so everyone stop it. I think I'm right about everything. Stop this. So, all right. All right, let's go. Hello, welcome to episode 100.
Immediately.
I was like, it made me laugh so much just to be like,
you do the opposite. Hello, welcome to episode 3,000,005 of We Have Issues. Oh my god, 3,000,005.
There's a lot to catch up on. If you have not seen, the Carrot Overlords have taken over. We no longer make comic books. We are comic books. We
upload 200 episodes a day. So.
Steve and I, we filmed separate episodes and then somehow stitched them together. It's this whole mess. But yeah, well, 3,000 episodes. All right, let's go.